Welcome, coach. How are you? Your
How are
first
you?
impression about the match?
Yeah, look, a very good match. One where I think you had two teams that approached the game like it was, halftime of 180 minutes. LA, to their credit, sat a little bit deeper. I thought we had good control of the game in the first half. If I think back on the chances, the one that was called offsides that winds up going off the post. It wasn't offsides. It would have been interesting if we scored that one. Mikel has the breakaway. A couple other half chances in there. The one that gets crossed to Julian. We don't score in the first half, and I thought we played a really strong 45 minutes. Was happy with how the first half went. I thought we played the game on our terms. Second half, again, both teams kind of, canceling each other out a little bit at 0-0. We get the PK, score it. And from that point, we obviously have to do better to close the game out. But again, two really good teams, a match that, could have gone either way, really, I thought. Disappointed that we didn't get maybe a second goal with the chances that we created. But overall, now we can't feel sorry for ourselves as much as the goal hurts late. We have to regroup, and we know we have to go to LAFC, which is very difficult. But we can go there and score goals.
Jim, to the point you just made, you have a history of going out there and scoring plenty of goals. Not that you want another 3-3, but if you get a 3-3, you win this thing.
Yeah, look,
what happens?
Yeah, it hurts when there's always context, right? So when you concede late, it always feels devastating, right? Because I think the guys deserved a win tonight. I thought the fans were excellent, great atmosphere. Again, two really good teams. Look, they've been the best team in our league this year. They're the champions, defending MLS Cup champions, and I thought we played with them, certainly, and showed that, on a given day we can beat them, and we were very close to doing it. The challenge now is to go to their place, and like you said, we have to score. I think that's the reality of the situation. We have to win the game, which is hard, no question, but it's not impossible. So my group right now is upset and angry, as they should be, because we had a little lapse of judgment at the end of the game. But we'll regroup and go out to LA and make the city proud.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
What did you see from that group, and what led to the clearance on Daniel from Jack? What leads up to that point in having a clearance call?
Yeah, so I think we're up 1-0. We're in control. We hadn't conceded a lot of chances in the second half. Andre had not an easy day. He still made some big saves, don't get me wrong, but you need that against good quality opponents in big games. So I thought we were comfortable. Again, a little bit of a missed clearance, but still we can maybe recover a little quicker, and we win as a team and we lose as a team. So again, the group is going to stick together. I still saw a lot of really good things over 90 plus minutes against a team that, I will say, guys, to do the job that we did on Bouanga, on Vela, the attacking pieces they bring off the bench are really, really big players. They're a champion for a reason, and we have a really good group too. So a good match overall. We're disappointed we didn't win tonight, but we're at halftime. We still have an opportunity to go to LA. And if we score early, all of a sudden things shift to our favor. So, I really loved how the team played, so this is why it sounds contradictory, because it feels a little bit empty conceding late like we did. I think anytime Jose's not on the field, we're not as good, so, I wish you could have been able to stay on the field. He pushed as hard as he could. I thought he was excellent all night. I think he's been excellent the last several games for us. We're not as good when he's not on the field. So again, our starting core group has logged a lot of minutes over the last several years, and they're the reason we win. So when we lose one of them, it certainly hurts. And, our margins are razor thin, like I always talk about. And, again, we have to regroup. We have to go out to LA and play a good match out there.
And how's it going, Jim?
Hi, how are you?
Without giving away too much, you guys played an incredible game outside of that one unfortunate bounce. Can you possibly, without giving away too much, talk about how your team might shape up next week against the LAFC team that just unfortunate that they got that late?
Yeah. So the away goals are big, obviously. If we could have closed it out at 1-0, that sets you up to still stay aggressive on the road. The reality is we still have to go there and score. I think we would have had to go there and score anyway, because the way LA plays, they're going to come at you in waves at home, especially. So I'm all for a high scoring game in the next one. I usually don't like that, but this will be a unique opportunity for us to go end to end with LAFC. They have incredible fans. They have a great stadium. And again, we bring the best out of each other. I think you guys have seen that now in our last several ties that we've had against them. So, it doesn't change your approach entirely, because again, we would have went there with the mindset of we want to get a goal, because then they have to score 3 if we would have kept it at 1-0. We didn't do that. So now, it changes a little bit, but, not completely different in terms of how aggressive we're going to approach the game. We have to approach it aggressive. That's when our team's the best anyway. And that's what our players respond to the best, being proactive rather than reactive. So it's going to be hard, no question about it, but I still think we're in a position where we can get it done.
Coach Carlos, thank you for bringing this to us, to Philly. What a great job you guys did in Jalisco. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Are you guys want to do the same thing in LA next week?
That's the goal. It's never easy. Look, we're in a competition where, for the casual fan that doesn't know this, and I think it maybe is the easiest way to put it, the 4 best teams in our continent over the last calendar year are left. When you talk about Tigres, when you talk about Leon, when you talk about us and LAFC, the opponents are high quality, and the margins are razor thin. The difference between a deflected ball going into the goal at the end, like it did tonight, can hurt. But at the same time, it's about how you get up and respond to adversity. So we're through the first 90 minutes. I love my group. I love my players. They give me everything they possibly can. And I know they're going to do the same thing when we go to LA. And again, anything's possible, especially if we score early.
You guys thinking if you score 2 or 3, how to stop them to not go in overtime like they did in the Lemons Cup?
Yeah, obviously, we won't. It's as simple as we want to win the game. Over the next 90 minutes, we have to win. It's not going to be easy. The 2-2 puts us through as well. So, scoring goals is going to be at a premium, and our team is capable of that. I thought tonight, again, if you really look at the chances we created, we could have been a little sharper, a little more clinical, and all of a sudden now the tone is a little different in here. So we weren't ruthless enough in the attacking third, and we're going to have to be now in LAFC. So I think our guys have to step up.
Jim, you said great performances along the back line, but
Yeah.
in particular, Olivier Mbaizo.
Yeah, good game.
Didn't put a foot wrong. What'd you see from him tonight? A bit of an up and down season, but great game tonight.
Yeah, so Olivier, and I've said this to you guys before, at his max is a French League One player. Like, he is that talented. He can play anywhere. Boanga or Vela, because there was rotation, they moved around because we did a good job on them, and they are very fluid in their attack. But to deal with those guys the way he did tonight shows that he can be a top defender, not only in our league, but anywhere. So, the challenge is now doing it every game, because Olivier has had a lot of 10 out of 10s this year defensively. And I think tonight was about a 10 out of 10 for him. But he's got to eliminate the 4 or 5s out of 10 too. So it has to be up there, and he has it in him. And his skill set is real high quality. And I think he can, like I said, play in France, but it's a matter of doing it every day. And again, each year he's gotten a little bit better, and this was a great performance from him. I agree with you completely. Again, if you go through the levels, Andre was solid. The back line, really good. Midfield, I thought, with our extra man in there, controlled the tempo. And there's not many teams that possess the ball a lot against LAFC, and we don't even like to possess the ball, and we had it a lot tonight. So it hurts, man. It hurts. We should have won the game, but we didn't. And now we have to step up in LA.
Subplot here with McCarthy and goal.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
big
son of,
saves.
no, I'm just kidding.
What was that like for you watching that unfold?
No, I love John. I have nothing but love for John. John's a guy I still, stay in touch with, and is a text message away at all times. And he had a good game tonight. Again, when we win a penalty kick, of course it goes through my brain. I'm like, Jesus Christ, again, McCarthy with penalties. It's been whether it was our own Open Cup final, whether it's losing the final with them in LA, and then a penalty kick at the end of the game. Yeah, Johnny's a great kid. he really works harder than anyone and is a great example for young players. And he's a friend, so again, a guy that means a lot to me. Was a goalkeeper here and did a good job for us. He's on the other side now. And I wish he had a worse game. How are you?
Just kind of wanted to ask a little bit about Martinez.
Yeah.
Saw you kind of started having a bit of a knock around like the 59th minute.
Yeah.
And it kind of took me about 10 minutes till you guys kind of made that substitution for him.
Yeah.
Kind of two questions on that. One was just kind of where was kind of that mindset between, I mean, you kind of see it was laboring there about kind of wanting to make that substitution, not make that substitution. And then just kind of the health on him, if you have any update on that.
Yeah, he's again, when Jose's going good, and he was going good tonight, he's the top 6 in our league. He covers so much ground. He's the one guy that can go into duels with whether it's Insigne, whether it's Bernardeschi on the weekend against Toronto, or today if he goes into a tackle with Vela or Bwanga, he always comes out with the ball, and that's not an easy thing to do. So he's elite at that. He felt a little tightness in the hamstring when he made that long run, and the communication is it a tear or is it cramping? And there's a big difference between the two. So he does his self medication and tapes his hamstring. I don't know if that does anything, but medically it maybe gives him peace of mind. He pushed a little bit further, but then he got to a point where it was just cramping it so much that he couldn't keep going. So again, when he's not on the field, we miss him. I don't think it's an injury or anything bad, but I think he just puts everything into the game and empties the tank quite literally and figuratively, and had to come out. So it hurt, but at the same time, he gave everything tonight, just like all my players did. And on a different night, I think we should win 2-0 or something like that, but it hurts. Yeah.
One last question, coach, from Zoom, Jonathan Sigal. Jonathan?
Sorry, guys, had to unmute myself. Jim, I just wanted to ask about the anticipation of going back to LAFC Stadium. How much you guys have been looking forward to that. I know it's still raw emotions from tonight. But that's obviously a place where there's high moments and low moments, and now you guys need to kind of dig deep and find one of those all-timers, so to speak.
Yeah. Look, they have great fans. Their fan base is incredible. I think that stadium and going there and the atmosphere that's there brings the best out of teams. I think it certainly brings the best out of us. It's still a very hard place to go. It's usually a great surface. So, again, it's going to take a lot from us to get the job done. We know that. We recognize that. This group is okay being the underdog. I think we were the underdog going into this series, and we still put ourselves in an okay spot right now to go there and know that we need to score some goals, and winning the game obviously makes it the most simple, but tying and scoring a couple goals would also pass us through. So it's a unique situation and a unique scenario for sure. And it feels a little weird right now because if you go in 1-0, it's different, certainly. But again, I have love for their fans. That's an incredible place to go play. They have a lot of familiar faces on their sideline that I know and I'm friends with. But it's going to be a great second leg for sure.
Thank you, Coach Jim.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.